Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to my 100K subscribers fuck around hour, where I will just say thank you a whole bunch and look like an idiot and eat at some point this delicious cupcake. Uh, I am wearing the outfit that I wore for the dumb fairy bit that I did in the last video, where I whispered into Charlie Kirk's ear. This is supposed to be my Euphoria outfit because I had a skit in that video about how I looked like I was trying to be a Euphoria team. Long story, didn't work. But I had this sparkly tank top and then I put some dumb glitter on my eyes and got cute earrings. And then I ended up not using it. So I thought, let's just use that same outfit on this little stream. I have truly nothing exciting to say beyond just like, I am so incredibly happy and overwhelmed and proud. Also, I live in Brooklyn, so it's going to be loud at some point. But I woke up this morning and was like, oh shit, today's the day. And then I was checking every like 5 minutes to see the number go up. And then it happened. It feels very surreal. I cannot imagine 100,000 people in general. When I was at Vox, it was like numbers like that did not affect me at all. And now I'm like, 100,000 people. We could take over a small town. We could take over Savannah if we wanted to. I'm not going to make you take over Savannah with me, but I'm just saying, if the apocalypse starts, we have like a small retirement community that we can all like hang out and play D&D in. It's very, very wild. Subscribers on YouTube like have nothing to do with the quality of your work. Lots of really incredible creators don't have that many subscribers. Lots of people have tons of subscribers and like make kind of low quality shit. So I've tried to not have my feelings about my own work reflected, have it not be shaped by the subscriber count. But it do feel good. 100,000 is a lot. And it's a lot for a one-man band, just like making this shit on my own and kind of talking to myself. Making videos is very solitary if you don't have a team. I'm just like doing everything in this apartment, like spinning out or like in a coffee shop. So there's kind of a mental disconnect between me making something and a screen saying 100,000 people have watched it, or like I think like 130,000 now have seen the head empty video. And yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. So little things like this are just a way to remind me, like, yeah, I'm seeing everyone's chats, and sure enough, there are like a lot of people, and that's really wild. I had a notepad where I was going to take notes for what to say, but I don't really know what I should say right now. Beyond like being a YouTuber is very scary. Especially when I went independent, I like had no idea people would like what I had to say if I were not at Vox, or if I just did weird things. So this is like a huge, I don't know, it's not like all my confidence comes from my subscriber count, but it is a very big deal. Anyway, this is a cupcake that I got from the grocery store across the street for $3 because I wanted to celebrate. And then I came home and found out that half of my electricity is out. So my fridge isn't working right now. So I could not put this in my fridge. So this is a hot cupcake, a warm grocery store cupcake that I will slowly eat as time goes on. This is as close as I'm ever going to get to doing mukbang content. But, you know, I've been trying to eat clean and train dirty lately. And like 100K is a good reason to fuck around and eat dessert. I'm reading the chat. When I get nervous, I start talking endlessly. So this is me being nervous. Yeah, it's fresh out of the oven. If anyone asks, I slaved over this all day over a hot stove. My stove also not working right now. And this is me celebrating by eating my baked good. Also, I cut it because I don't want you to see me chewing to this thing like a fucking animal. Not great. I'll tell you what. $3 cupcake, not great. It just tastes kind of like bread. So to be clear, half of my power is out. My fan, light, and electricity still work, but everything in my kitchen does not work. So all of my groceries are going bad right now. Also, if you hear they get thrown into the street, I cracked 3 eggs to make myself some lunch, and then tried to turn on my stove and just had 3 raw eggs sitting there. So to throw those out, it's gonna be a weird day. What else I want to say? I look back at some of the old videos in preparation for this, and obviously my imposter syndrome is like, damn, some of these were really rough. I fully taught myself how to edit on like Linda training courses online, and just kind of taught myself how to like cut and move things. And it's wild how much better my editing has gotten over the course of like 2 years. But this whole thing is like held together by sticks and kind of like very basic editing techniques. I don't know After Effects. It's just me in Premiere fucking around. So it's kind of dope to see like how much my work has evolved and changed as time has gone on. I don't really experience it when I'm working, because as what I know how to do gets bigger, what I expect myself to be able to do gets bigger. So every video feels like it's the hardest video I've ever made. But it's been kind of a shocking change. The audio one is the biggest one. The audio for like the Too Far Left video was a goddamn train wreck. Truly sounded completely blown out. The lav was right here. It was really, really bad. Oh my God, Jason, thank you for the super chat. Jason, I really appreciate it. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. Those $5 are going to go to my, I'm saving it for my next tattoo. So at some point that $5 will translate into a physical thing on my body. So thank you for basically starting my next tattoo fund. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I was rewatching some of the old videos. Pretty wild. Like, damn. And just being proud, but like I'm my background is like writing and researching, not video editing. So I'm super glad that I've learned like enough of it to make it work. And also just like I never could have thought when I started this channel that I would make the shit that I make. Like, I launched this channel February of 2020, 1 month before the pandemic. So I had no idea what I had like a list of things I wanted to talk about. And like, obviously the minute March hit, I was like, well, fuck this. And I started making all the other videos. But yeah, I've had just kind of been flying by the seat of my pants. It was like before the George Floyd stuff, like all my videos for my first year were based off shit that I was not expecting. So I'm really happy with how weird they turned out. I'm also glad that I wasn't working in a newsroom, so I could make more like editorially obviously strong arguments. But yeah, I'm really happy about it. It was those old videos like still kind of hold up. Even the Too Far Left video, as bad as the audio is, I'm like, this argument is very tight, and if I get to remake this, it would be kind of the same. It might be longer because all my videos get longer now, but yeah, it might be. I don't think my views have changed that much, or at least what I wanted to say, I basically said it. I'm very lucky to be able to doing a job where like my initial script idea to the final product stays basically the same. Like, that's what I wanted to say, and that's a really good feeling. Kadri, thank you for the $20. Absolutely going to the tattoo fund. The next tattoo is going to be, it probably won't mean anything to anyone, but there's this concept that I have been talking about a lot with my therapist over the past couple of years. I had my last therapy session with her this past week after 6 years, but I guess we can get intimate and personal on this channel, because you all are subscribers, and so you're probably not going to flame me. But after the Vox thing, and after the pandemic, and like going through a big breakup, I had this like tremendous feeling like I'd stalled out in my life. And like I didn't know what I was doing, and like I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, what my career was going to be like. I just felt like I'd fucked everything up, and like I had just like this huge failure. And in therapy, I've described it as like I felt like I was in this race, and then my car just stalled out, and like I'm stuck on the side of the road, and I don't know how to make myself go again. Like, especially when I was making the How to Be Hopeless video, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish making this. It's too hard. I'm not even sure if it's a good idea. And also, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what if the audience doesn't like it? I just felt so insecure about who I was. So I always use this image of like, I just feel like a car stalled out on the side of the road. And my therapist, over like a very long amount of time, got me to rethink of that image and be like, all right, you might be stalled out. You might just be pausing for a bit. But can you consider what it would be like if you, instead of being upset that the car has stalled out, planting some flowers here and like seeing what can grow in this little spot by the side of the road? Like, ignore the car for a second and just ask how you want to make this area look like, and what do you want to garden, and what do you want to grow here? And that image helped me a lot. It helped reframe how I thought of myself. And I thought about that when I started my D&D campaign again. I thought about it when I started group therapy, and thought about it when I just like tried to be closer to my siblings and all that stuff. Like, little things to make your life feel full and rich, even if like this idea of being this like fucking rock star video maker is not going to be what you want it to be, or like being this rock star Vox guy is not what you want. And I think about that all the time now, like little flowers next to the side of a stalled out car. So that the tattoo that I get will be some version. All my tattoos I've like designed by hand myself, which is why they're all very simple. But I want some version of like a race, sort of the front of a car stalled out with like the hood popped open and flowers growing out of the hood. Some kind of like plant life growing out of the hood to remind myself, like, yeah, it's not going to be what you want it to look like, but it's going to be really pretty and like really beautiful. And there's a lot to grow here. And that image has been very helpful for me. So I haven't sketched it out yet. The general idea is going to be car with some flowers growing out of it, to commemorate this image of like, you don't really fail. You just plant it differently than when you thought. I had a real, I really struggled with like what my purpose was and what my life was after the Vox thing. Beautiful decay is the right way to put it. I think I said this on a live stream before, but How to Be Hopeless is a video that is like about, I wrote How to Be Hopeless to be about politics. But for me, while I was writing it, it was like about grief and like the individual experience of not getting what you want and knowing you're kind of powerless. So the whole time I was writing it, I was like really going through it emotionally, internally, about like, fuck, like it doesn't matter what I do. Bad guys win. Like I can't help. I can't fix the world around me. Like everything's getting worse. The fucking January 6th thing happened. And also just like my personal life felt very like I'd fucked everything up. I felt like a huge failure. So yeah, I was grappling with that a lot. When I imagine when other people watch How to Be Hopeless, they're like, this is a video about fascism. And when I watch How to Be Hopeless, I'm like, this is a video about a person really struggling with their own sense of meaning and like purpose in the world, and want to feel like they matter or are doing the right thing. So I just wanted to commemorate that. I feel I'm much more even keeled now. I think I do feel like I have flowers growing, and I like my flowers a lot. But it was tough to get there. I mean, I was in therapy for 6 years. It was very difficult to get me out of the mentality that I need to be some like fucking rock star, blah, like I don't know, just being some hot shit person that I was never going to be, and probably even if I got to be that, would not make me happy. Like even when I was doing the Vox thing and making lots of videos and like getting recognized on the street a lot, I felt deeply unhappy and like unsure of myself, and like I didn't own who I was. And now I feel much more like I like who I am and have some control over who I am. Landon, thank you for the super chat. Eggs or a tattoo? Probably eggs. Eggs are the higher priority. Place my eggs. That's a vegetarian. Protein comes first, and then everything else comes after. Also, I haven't said it yet, but I hope the tank communicates it effectively. Happy Pride, everybody. Happy Pride. It's Pride Month. It's Pride Month. As a 34-year-old gay man, sometimes I think of Pride as like this New Year's Eve style exhausting event that I don't want to have to get ready for. Like, I don't want to go to a Pride party. I don't know if I want to go to a parade. I don't know if I want to buy a really expensive ticket. But I do like the energy of it and the vibe, and like I do just like being gay. I like telling all my friends they had to listen to me this month because I'm gay. And I just in general like seeing queer people posting memes about throwing bricks and hating cops and being like, yep, this is the month that we do that. I don't know. Part of me feels kind of like talking about LGBT like queer stuff because lots of people do it better than I do, and I don't know if I have anything that useful to say about it. But given everything that's been going on lately, it feels important to remind everyone: be as queer as you can possibly be. Everyone else is boring. The most radical thing you can do is be nice to yourself and be good to other queer people. And the fight never ends. We're literally never done, because to be queer is to be come from a position of difference and dissent. So yes, Pride, fuck the shit up. Trans rights, lesbian rights. All my best friends are big queer weirdos, except for a few who are just skating by on the teeth of their allyship. This tank brand is an absolute Instagram snipe me. Instagram recommended some like, I think it's like a $12 tank top. It feels like absolute shit. It looks like shit. I just wanted a sparkly tank top in case I needed it. And so I think the brand is like Incerun or something, like INCERUN, but I don't know if it's a good brand. I just bought it because it was cheap and easy. I didn't have anything planned. I have something I wanted to show you. So I'm sitting at the table that I shot CRT at, which is like my living room, and it's also where I play D&D. So I have all my D&D shit around me right now. Check out this massive metal rainbow D20 that one of my players got me. Check that shit out. It's metal, so listen to it roll. I roll this shit when it's like something bad is happening in the game, someone's about to die, or you like need to make this shit work. I roll the heavy. It's like a fate dice. It's just like, you better fucking roll well. And so far, it has been kind of ruthless. This is a brutal dice. And then in my campaign that I made, there are three dragons who like kind of govern things. So my player made me a little necklace of the 3 dragons from my world. And when I'm about to fuck shit up, I wear my necklace. It's super dope. It's not interesting, but I thought I would just show you guys. Thank you, Abstraction Layer, for the super chat. Let's go. Like $30 into paying for this tattoo. Let's do it. Every super chat makes the tattoo get slightly bigger on my body. Right now, it's like this big. Also, I hope that you all enjoyed it, like how nerdy and gay this last video was. People were commenting that they really like the D&D joke. I didn't realize how many of my followers are also people of renowned taste. I'm a dungeon master. I've been a DM for like 5 years right now. If you go to the Dungeons and Dragons website and click like about D&D, you will see a box video that I made about Dungeons and Dragons. It's like my proudest accomplishment, but I don't play a character. I am the dungeon master. In this campaign that I'm playing right now, I had to give this really horrific fascisty speech by this like high elf lunatic who was like trying to declare war on the world. And it's very easy to write that speech because I'd been watching America Fest for like a very long time before then. So the players were like, this is a very compelling fascist speech. I'm like, I know, I can do this shit in my sleep. Every fascist has like the same 3 talking points. Coming for your kids. We're so close to what we want. It's just them in the way. And like, they don't love our country. They hate us and want to destroy us. The same shit over and over and over again. If I were a player, I would play a warlock or something. I love charisma-based characters. If this is going to become a D&D chat, let's fucking go. This is my favorite thing to talk about in the entire world. I've been a DM in 4 campaigns now, so I fucking love this. If I were a player, I'd be like a warlock or something. I love charisma-based, edgy characters. I'd also play a paladin. I'd also play a bard. I like charisma characters. One good tip for a DM if you want to be a DM. It's not really a tip, but I've noticed over time that the more I DM, the more I just have faith that wherever the players go, I can basically make it work. So have faith that you don't need to be like this all the time, and that you actually can have a lot of fun just like playing fast and loose and getting lost in the scene. People will remember funny characters and like funny little fuck around things more than they remember the like minutia of your plot. So let it go. Trust yourself. Your players are probably a lot less hard on you than you think they are. Yeah, let go and have fun. The DM is playing too, so have fun when you play. That'd be my advice. Speed Geek, thank you. Half of the tattoo, half of the dice fund. Okay, I will buy more dice with it. I truly have. So I truly have so many dice over the years that I've just like gathered from. Every time I see one, I'm like, let's go. Another fucking rainbow D20, more metal dice. I probably have enough dice to last a lifetime and also destroy my feet every time I walk around the apartment. Inspirations for my D&D writing. Yeah, I base a lot of my stuff off of video games that I played. So like Suikoden, Final Fantasy, trying to think, Grandia stuff. Like old PlayStation RPGs, I borrow very heavily from that stuff to inform my campaign. So if you were one of my players and played a lot of Final Fantasy, you'd be like, a lot of this is familiar. I'd be like, yep. Just stealing things and mashing them back together. And also every campaign I play is like a slightly leveled up version of the last campaign that I did. So a lot of stuff in my current campaign, I've stolen from my last campaign and kind of remixed into something else because they're new players. And it's nice to like, even if the players are experiencing it for the first time, feeling like the world is really lived in because you have spent a lot of time thinking about the lore of the world. I do want to DM like I don't like saying bread tube, but I do want to DM like an online D&D game for like a one shot for some of their creators. I know Sarah Z thought she might be into it. Big Joel might be into it. There are a couple people who I want to play with. I think it'd be cool to like have some creators who are all D&D nerds playing D&D together one time and have it be like kind of like a funny YouTube joke thing. But I don't know if it would be live streaming. It would be very complicated, and editing it and posting it not live might also be complicated. So once I figure out the technical logistical part of it, I might do it because it would be really fun. And I fucking love DMing one shots. I love DMing. I love D&D. It's my favorite thing. If I could scrap politics and just make a D&D channel, I totally would, but I would feel like I was letting myself down if I didn't talk about politics. So just know that in the upside down version of this universe, I am just making like, here's a fun build for rogues videos. And that's my entire channel. I'm going to take another bite of this cupcake because my blood sugar is getting low and it's hot as fuck in here. So I got to keep the engine running. This a well-oiled machine. I do watch me and Mulder. I would love to play with H Bomber guy. He's super nice. I met him in person. He's very, very sweet. I think I've actually met most of the very big bread tubers in person. They're all very sweet. Saw a lot of them do karaoke, and they're all very good. Bread tubers are good singers. Yeah, I would make entire videos just about dice. I have to resist this urge. Truly, if ever the country really falls apart and nothing I say matters anymore, I might like Audible and just be a high school teacher that teaches debate half the time and like tabletop games the other half of the time, and just make it all be the same students. But those are my two real passions. I watched in this season of Stranger Things, which is very, very D&D reference heavy. Like the main monster is called Vecna, and Vecna was the inspiration for the big boss in my last campaign. Obviously, Vecna is like a great boss, and they're just using a lot of D&D terms, and I'm very like, I don't know. There's just something cool about seeing the shit that you think is nerdy and cool represented in popular culture. Like every time they say Vecna, I'm like, I know what that is. Also, if you all have seen the new Exandria Unlimited season, Calamity, that Brennan Lee Mulligan is running, extremely good. Highly recommend it. Anyway, L. Harding, thank you for the recommendation. It's the building that I'm in. The landlord is working on it. It's just, I got an email today saying electricity is going to be out for a while in half the apartment, so it's out in half the apartment. What's the name Bread Tube? I don't know. There's a story behind it, but I don't feel like I'm in it, which is a bummer. Because I would love to be part of the echelon, but it's okay. I make political content. I don't need to be in the upper echelon. From Colombia. Hi, Teresita. I love how many of you all are nerds. I feel like I should talk about more about video stuff, not just go down the D&D rabbit hole the entire time, because this is a dangerous trap, and I'm alienating most of the audience. You're just learning that this is, if you caught me in like the real world, this would be all that I care about. I don't actually want to talk about politics ever. My running joke with my closest friends is like meeting them in person after not seeing them for a few days, being like, have you seen this Trump stuff? And being like, yeah, we don't want to talk about it. But if you all have questions about video making, I promise you it's not that exciting. My favorite video that I've ever made is How to Be Hopeless. It is the favorite thing I've ever made. And oh man, thank you, Sean Bird and Kenyon Chen. Good luck on your finals, on your stats finals. Oh God, I'm so bad at stats. Good luck. I nearly failed out of college because of my requirements around math. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the coolest video that I made is How to Be Hopeless. It's the one that I'm like, will never get old. Feels like the most true expression of how I think and how I feel. And yeah, definitely the hardest thing to make. Shooting How to Be Hopeless is like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because I was moving during it, and also I can do funny on camera really easily. Doing like serious and emotional, especially when you're getting worked up by what you're saying. Like even now, watching How to Be Hopeless makes me kind of teary-eyed. So trying to get like a good take and be real while also like trying it a lot was very difficult. Editing yourself crying is very unpleasant. It was really tough to shoot. I thought it was gonna kill me. Thank you, Lucas. Everyone, Lucas, the guy who super chatted me, is one of my players in my D&D campaign. Lucas knows, he's the one who made me this necklace. Lucas, I'm wearing your necklace. And who gifted me this D20. Lucas is the cleric in our campaign who has survived a total party kill and is a very cool, fun, rad player who I'm very glad to have in my life. He has seen me be very brutal as a DM. He knows me not as the jokey, fun video guy, but as the DM who's like, what are you doing? What do you want to roll for that? Make a move. It's your turn. Bonus action. Let's go. Can't cast 2 spells in a turn. He knows me. He probably knows me more as a hard ass than as like a friendly DM. But I do it out of love and also out of a deep commitment to the rules and game mechanics and internal logic. I'm a double Aries, so I can be very cruel when it comes to DMing. Sorry for spoiling the plague. Thank you, Lucas. Oh my God. All Stars. Who's my girl on All Stars? Good question. It's such a good season. I don't know. Every episode, I'm like, this is my person. Like after last episode, I was like, give Jada the fucking crown. Jada's so good. I mean, I'm a Jinx person for sure. I'm a Shay person for sure. I'm a Roger person for sure. Monet for sure. Like, actually, give it to any of them. But I would truly watch Jada lip sync and like give her all my money and never get tired of it. Matt, thank you. Good to see your face. You're always so sweet. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Yeah, but this season of All Stars is incredible. If you're not watching Drag Race, you're missing an incredibly high-level caliber of drag right now. I do not watch Eurovision. I don't know a lot about it. I know it's great and it sounds like a gay spectacle, but I just personally have not watched it. I kind of want my cat to come over so he can say hi to you guys. Albert, come here, boy. Come here. He's just looking at me very confusedly right now. Come here. Who's my good boy? He was very affectionate earlier today, but now I think because the AC is out, he's just like sweating balls and dying, which that's fair. Does not want to cuddle right now. Thank you, Renee. This tattoo fun. Let's go. I'm really thank you, Dandon. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Jinx is big for me. I was trying to think about what the next all winter season would be, and it's going to be wild. Bob, Alaska, Sharon, Sasha, Violet, Aquaria. If they do a second all winter season, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. I can't even imagine how it would go. Promise I'm not that mean of a DM. Levi asked what kind of music I listen to. All right, can I give you all a song rec? Can I give you all a recommendation? I'm going to put it in the chat. This song came to me on my Spotify, recommended it to me because it knows that I'm a gay person recently, and it was correct. What if I just recommended "Running Up the Hill" by Kate Bush? That song's also been on my mind a lot lately. But okay, if you need like a summer anthem, I highly recommend the song that I'm typing into the chat now, because I have been walking around Brooklyn absolutely popping my butt on the side of the street. It's so good. That's been on my playlist a lot lately. I did just finish Stranger Things, so actually Running Up That Hill has been on my playlist a lot lately, listening to it like crazy. John is someone who has seen me play in a one-shot. John invited me to play in a one-shot and saw me play a little nerdy halfling warlock. So John has seen me be a player, which is very rare. I've not heard her album with Metropole Orchestra, but I will check it out. Highly recommend. I mean, I'll just put the other songs that have been are like my forever songs. Liquor Store by Remy Wolf is up there, and I'm trying to think what else has been like really fucking me up lately. I don't know if you all are Sigrid fans, but Head on Fire by Sigrid. This is kind of fun, sending music recs. Yeah, highly recommend. All those songs are, if you want to know what my internal monologue sounds like all the time, it's that. San, you asked about how I stay dedicated to long projects of solo work. Lots of alone time, working time from home. So it's a tough adjustment for me. Yeah, it's really tough. Working alone on a big project is very hard because you lose confidence and like you don't have anyone looking at you and like giving you any positive feedback. So I really struggle with it. It helps to have a part of it that you're really excited about, so that you like will keep going back to edit that part at least, and like that gets you in the zone for it. I don't have any great advice. I struggle very intensely with like the longer you edit something, the more you're like, nobody cares what I have to say. Nobody wants to see what I have to say about this, and this isn't interesting anymore. And also just like hating my face and voice on camera, thinking that I'm like not, that I'm very unpleasant to listen to. So I struggle with that a lot. I don't have great advice beyond just like, at some point in the production process, when it's going on for a long time, the like voice in your head that steers you towards good judgment and like good editorial choices and second guessing yourself and like trying to make it as good as it can becomes very unhelpful and starts becoming overly critical and just starts being this like nagging, doubtful voice. So I think just be aware of when your good judgment is becoming your anxious critic, and then try to be like, I know you're going to be here forever, but I don't need you right now. I'm going to let this go. That's been a big struggle for me. So yeah. Pablo, good luck on your all-nighters. Finish your thesis. I also pulled an all-nighter, finished my thesis. I truly fucked around and found out on my senior thesis. Just did not take it seriously until the very last minute, and still did well in it because I just used all the stuff I had been researching in debate. But I truly, that shit was held together by duct tape, glue, and Rockstar drink. During big D&D fights, Kadri, I play Final Fantasy music or Octopath Traveler music. Really good playlist. Thank you, Innovator and Richard, for the super chats. The tattoo will be bad either way because it's going to be my handwriting. So it's going to be my sketch. So it's not going to be like highfalutin. This is like my attempt to draw a lantern. Not great. These I just made on a whim. These are all my tattoos are just sketches that I made and then gave it to person, was like, please make this art. So yeah, it's not going to be a super highly refined thing. Oliver asked, when are we getting more merch? So it's a true story. The company that represents my merch stuff is supposed to send me like quarterly reports on the earnings from it. And for like all of 2021, they like did not send me anything. So I truly thought like nobody wants merch. Like just don't worry about the merch thing anymore. And then they emailed me out of the blue. It was like, oh, by the way, we forgot to send you money for an entire year's worth of merch. So here's the thing. So I kind of just thought nobody wanted merch. Also, I don't really know what. It was easier to make it when I only had a few videos out because I could just make the merch about the videos. But I don't really know what Carlos Mazza merch should look like. Something that y'all would want. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't have a brain for design or branding like that. So I don't really know what I would make. If you have ideas for merch that you would really like, let me know and I'll try to commission an artist to make it. I usually like reach out to make a call for queer artists online to like do a contract thing for me. But I don't know what it would look like. So if you have an idea, let me know. Let's see. Speed Geek, structuring is super big for me. I do everything in a 3-point outline and organize it like crazy and make sure that there's an A, B, and C that leads to a D. I'm not good at writing and researching, but I'm very good at like planning a video out ahead. And usually the plan changes, but I think I would go crazy and give up if I were not structured. How to Be Hopeless it ended up being kind of structured, but my first 2 attempts at How to Be Hopeless were just kind of like freeform train of consciousness. The first version of How to Be Hopeless was going to be a skit about Carlos having a therapy session with a therapist. So it was kind of just like a conversation, and it was an absolute disaster. Like arguments were not clear, was too distracting. So yeah, I do not. Usually it's just like A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 under each one, and that's a video. Also, that's from me having done debate in college. That's like my brain. Becky, oh shit, the chat just jumped. Becky asked, do I have any tips on motivation? College dropout for a year. I'll be taking admissions exam next year. my experience of struggling with motivation is usually based out of fear. Like if I'm afraid to start something because what if it does not go well, or I'm afraid of having to answer a question of what will it look like now. Like when I'm struggling with a video, it's because I'm afraid of making a choice and then sticking with it. And it's very hard when you're so wrapped up in the fear to get anything going. So kind of counterintuitively, my advice to deal with lack of motivation is to make room for your fear and be like, yeah, I'm scared this won't go well. I'm scared I won't know how to do it. I'm scared it will be really hard. Be like, it's okay to be scared. I'm not going to wait until I'm done being scared to start it. I'm just going to like accept being scared as part of the process. And then it's helped me some. Just knowing that like I'll never actually be happy with what I'm making as I'm making it, because who's going to be happy while they make something? It's making anything, doing anything ambitious or creative is a nightmare. Codes undershirt with simple colors. Okay. A hopeless shirt or tank. Cool. These are all great merch ideas. Thank you. Some people really like the "Daddy's got you" line from the last video. People had very strong reactions to that. I thought it was gonna be a throwaway, and I thought I might edit it out. There's this impulse, I feel like, on especially politics YouTube, to like, I don't know how I'm gonna talk about this, to be mommy or daddy, like have the person on camera play the role of some like authority figure and describe themselves as mommy or daddy. Like Contra does it a lot. And I tried it for that joke, but I just don't feel like daddy. I feel like brother. I feel like dumb older brother who will like pick you up and drive you home if you need me to. But I thought it'd be fun to try it out, and people seem to have a strong reaction to it. Turning Point USK would also be solid. Paladin of the Hopeless would be dope, John. I also feel weird having my face on merch, because like I'm just some dude. Who gives a shit what I look like? I'd rather have like a cool socialist-y shirt, like a cool vibey shirt, than have my face. Like I don't need people to know my face, at least not on a shirt. But like maybe a cool quote or something, or like a vague image of Carl or something would be dope. Also, Charles is coming back for the next video. The next video is kind of like how to be hopeless, and that it's a big debate between Charles and Carlos and another character. And the video after that, we'll have all three of them returning for a very epic confrontation. Who with? I don't know. Yeah, head empty fascism is a good one for a shirt idea. America roll for initiative. That's solid. Lucas, I'm gonna have to buy you a food next time you come over for D&D. You're being too generous. I'm also very glad that everyone. Wait, another Cuban American from Miami? You better work. That's dope. Immortal Valkyrie. I'm glad to see there are other Cuban Americans here. Not a lot of great Cuban American representation in politics. Marco Rubio, not great. I think Ted Cruz is Cuban Canadian. I think Ted Cruz is Cuban. Okay, don't fact check me, but I think Ted Cruz is Cuban. We need better Cuban representation here. It's really rough. Also, I'm glad everyone enjoys how gay the videos have gotten lately. If you can't tell, I'm trying to embrace being less of a serious person in my videos and more of a fun butterfly who's also talking about heavy topics. So I'm glad that everyone likes the drag race memes, because truly the floodgates have opened now. It's going to be drag race from now until we die. Thank you, Evan. You are not alone. I have a lot of people who watch me who were raised conservative or have stumbled on a video by accident and then have felt interested to see more stuff. I don't have the recipe for doing that. I don't understand why anyone who's a conservative watches more than 1 second of my video, because I don't know what about me would be appealing to them. But I always feel very like humbled when somebody, even with how ridiculous I'm being, takes me seriously enough to watch something they might not agree with, or they find like out of their comfort zone or whatever. I do not live stream on Twitch. Live streaming is kind of rare for me. I usually do it after a video. I only have ever done it after a video is published, or something like this. Or sometimes I like stream myself gaming at like, if you catch me at like 1:30 in the morning on a Friday, I might be like playing a game and streaming for like an hour or two. Like I streamed Pyre last week, but it's not my bag. It's I'm very anxious about like what streaming does to a person, and how, like, I don't know. I think it melts your brain a tiny bit. A D20 in front of a flag would be sweet. Dope. Should I make just I don't know if I should make D&D merch. Get a cease and desist from Wizard of the Coast right quick. Right quick. Stop making shit with our stuff on it. Though I guess the D20 is not Wizard of the Coast. Anyone could do that. Let's see. Yeah, Mateus, I also like kind of like minimalist merch. Want to know something horrific? One YouTuber who is awful, who I have quietly fallen in love with by accident. In the beginning of this past video, there was a clip from HRH Collection, the girl who says, it's not the vibe, stop. So I was looking for that clip to use it for the video, and then YouTube started recommending me, obviously, a bunch of her videos. And she's like a truly vile person, like deeply unethical, bigoted, right-wing, anti-masker, like piece of shit. But she's so mean and out there that she's really fun to watch. And she has merch that's just like her smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, I kind of admire the chutzpah of being like, the merch is just my face being cool. Like I kind of wish I could pull that off, but I don't think I would feel comfortable making merch like that. I'm glad y'all liked the memes in the last video. Today I watched, I was wondering if I was getting more subscribers, and I realized it was because Lance from the Surfs posted a video of him watching how to Head Empty Fascism. So I watched and had this like weird out-of-body experience of watching someone watch my video, and he was laughing a lot and it made me happy. It's nice to see people laughing at the joke that I wrote, because I'm like, yeah, that's the reaction that I wanted. It's tough to do jokes in front of no audience, in front of a camera, and be like, I hope one of those takes fucking lands. So it was nice to see him laughing. Also, he called me very attractive, which I appreciate, because Lance is also very attractive. Everyone on BreadTube is hot. Everyone on the left is hot. The leftists are hot. Conservatives are ugly. Blah. You missed me on Vox? I think they're doing okay. Thank you, Constanza. You interviewed me when I was just a random independent YouTuber. I really appreciate you still hanging out. And happy Pride Month to you too. Let's see. Merch of me doing hard drugs. All right. Taking consideration. I don't know what that would look like, but probably be just me smiling underneath the disco ball or something. Posters. I'm a hoodie person, but maybe people like the other merch. I think there are some mugs too. Like that company just like makes merch and then tells you what they've made. So I don't know a lot about what they make. Thank you, Sweet Pea. A lot of people. I mean, this video has got me 6,000 subscribers so far. A lot of people were not subscribers and just like found that video randomly. Also, I'm going through the weird experience of like suddenly YouTube's recommending my videos to me when I watch YouTube, which I think means that like it knows that the algorithm is realizing that you might be interested in this kind of thing, which is nice. I think a lot of people found this video by accident, because definitely more people have watched than are subscribed to me. So it's nice to see other people finding it and like finding me and being like, how did I not know about this person? But I truly have no control over the algorithm, and YouTube is a black box. So if you find me, I'm happy that you found me, and I feel really honored by it. And I hope you stick around. If you stay through an hour-long video about Charlie Kirk and me like reading a book at you, hopefully everything I make will be just as interesting, or if not more interesting, because parts of that video I imagine were like kind of painful to watch. So Gato, thank you for the super chat. Tattoo fun, baby. Tattoo. It's gonna get to the point where it's so big that it has to be on my face, and I just like fuck up my face for the rest of my life. I did consider doing this live stream slightly stoned, but I'm not interesting when I'm stoned. I just get very quiet and listen to music, and I'm just like, last night in bed listening to Running Up That Hill and crying, and listening to like the Pyre soundtrack and weeping by myself at night. My cat's staring at me like I'm being a weirdo. You guys want to see how fucking cute my cat is being right now? Please appreciate. I don't know if you can see it. Please appreciate that little chunk over there. That little chunk. Also saw my plants. I'm plant dad. Total sweetheart. Vibing on his own right now. Yeah, there won't be another benchmark for subscribers for a while, I imagine. Oh, also, I don't know a lot about this, but I think I get a plaque now. I think YouTube must now send me a plaque. Run me my check. Send me my plaque. And since I went independent, I thought if and when I get a plaque, I'm going to do something with it in a video that I really want to do. So I was assuming you don't have to pay for it. If I have to like ask for a plaque and pay for it, I'm not fucking doing that. Like I'm not submitting for a Webby and paying to be in the running. No. But if they just send you one, I got plans for that plaque. That plaque is going to go somewhere special. Oh, I should also say, if you are here and you're a patron of mine, thank you. I truly could not do this without you. As someone who just survived tax season and paying for their own insurance, thank you for being my patron. It matters a lot. Thank you. And also just like, my Patreon is not super exciting. I post like a preview, usually a few weeks before the video gets published, like the first however many minutes. And I publish like my script and a little like post-published video. So I've had people who are supporting me on Patreon are just doing it because they really like my work. So thank you. I truly could not do this without you. I also was not sure when I went independent if I could do this. So if I am making videos, it's because you have our back. Let's see. Plan to make videos monthly down the line. I don't know. There will be a video next month. So I was already working on it. I think I can get it done quickly enough. But I kind of like taking time to make longer videos. And they kind of just like depend on how hard it is. Usually I'm like teaching myself something about making videos as I'm making it. And so I don't really know how long it'll take until I'm doing it. I'm like, oh fuck, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. The outro for this last video, the list of what's going on next to me while I'm doing it, the green screen stuff. Like I have to teach myself a lot of things for this video. So sometimes I don't know how hard it's going to be. And also I'm very like protective of what I make. I don't want to publish something until I'm like, this is good, let's roll. So that I lean on the side of being a perfectionist. There are lots of people on the internet who, if you want to see them like talk every day about politics, they can. But I think the pendulum has swung too far in that direction. And it's better to have some people being like, no, I'm going to take a long time and think about it and put on a good show when I show you. I do not have a dog. I have a cat, and his name is Albert. He is the saddest looking cat I've ever seen, even though he lives a very good life and is happy. But he has this like real sad existentialist look in his face. So Albert Camus. Let's see. I'm going to mute this person. Boom. Okay. Let's see. I've not seen Johnny Harris's video on Assange yet. I will watch it. I don't collab with my old box. I have not collabed with my old box homies yet. But Coleman, who's like one of my best friends, I still hang out with him all the time. And I do need him to for this next video, I need Coleman to come spit on my face several times. So that's kind of like a collab. He will be off camera, but he needs to spit on my face. So that's kind of like collabing. Long story. It makes sense in the context of the video. But there are going to be parts of the next video that are completely fucking wild. So the topic is like kind of dry. So the way that I'm presenting it is going to be kind of manic and deranged and trippy. So I need him to spit on me. I don't think I've told him that. No, I have told him, and he said he's into it. He wants to do it. It's Pride Month. Spit on my face is Pride Month. Let's see. I did watch the last Contra video. Holy shit. What a good movie. She's really, her taste and aesthetics are really, really good. Like that video was beautiful. And also like very different from what she normally does. I loved it. I almost like wish it was longer so I could hear her argument, but it was still very dope. Let's see. It's not for OnlyFans. It's not that kind of spitting on my face. I think my sister is in the live chat and texting me dumb things. The next video will be out by the end of June, hopefully. Well, end of Pride Month surprise. Someone told me that the second half of this last video felt kind of redundant. Oh, deeply hurt by it. Deeply hurt. But then I rewatched it and was like, no, it's not. The thing about me is like when I'm making something, I have zero confidence in it up until the very last second. Like the whole time I'm making it, I'm like, this is garbage, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And then when I hit publish, I'm like, that is the best video that's ever been made. No one can tell me shit, even if I can't look at it for a while. So someone tell me that the second half of the video wasn't good. I'm like, I saw it. It was good. A collab with some more news. I mean, there's lots of people who I would be down to collab with, but I don't know. I don't think a lot of YouTubers like really need collabs. Like everyone who's making stuff is kind of doing it on their own. The most that people collab, I feel like it's just like reading quotes, lending their voice to read quotes in other people's videos, which I've done once for a Spice 8 rack video. But I feel like if I was reading a quote, I would not be able to do it seriously. My gay ass voice, my nasal gay ass voice, popping into a smooth other video, being like, "Hi, I'm reading a quote now." I don't think it would. I don't think people would want it. Voice acting is. I have a voice made for on-camera work. I would love to do a podcast though. I fucking love doing a podcast. It's so easy. You get to feel like a celebrity. It's as close as I'll ever get to like getting invited on Jimmy Fallon, which I feel like is the coolest thing you could possibly do. Getting invited on a TV show to just talk about yourself is the best. Has to be the coolest thing in the world. Like getting all made up. The closest I'll get is being invited on a podcast where I don't have to do any work, and I just get to talk about myself and like describe my artistic process. Oh, the dream! How glamorous is that? How glamorous would it be to just be asked questions about yourself? To go on a date where you don't have to ask any questions. It's kind of like live streaming. Sample D&D villain voice. I don't have a good villain voice. I just deliver things very angrily. I have lots of dumb D&D voices. Like, I have an extremely nerdy voice that I use for artificers, and then I have a little goblin voice that I use for small creatures who are helpful. And then anytime I want someone to be hot, I just give them a Spanish accent. And I don't know what your problem is, but we can take down this lich together. I can offer you my bow or more if you need it. I'm not great with voices. Oh, I also do like a bad Cockney accent for a two-headed giant. Oi, what's all this then? Trying to cross my bridge? Not today. Does anyone want to have sex with me after that? It's not sexy. Being a dungeon master is not sexy. It's extremely humbling. Playing 20 different genders and 20 different characters. Some angry, some not angry. It's a mind fuck. Production timeline for like an hour-long video. The longest part is writing. I'm a super nitpicky writer. I need everything to be like perfect and try a million different ways. Once it comes time to shoot it, shooting takes like 3 very long, agonizing days because I can only shoot in the middle of the night when it's quiet. And then editing takes like a couple weeks. Usually because I'm like very anxious about edits being perfect to the nanosecond. So that takes time too. I do get a thank you, Sean. I'm glad that you like the voices. This is as close as I get to doing OnlyFans, doing my Dungeon Master voices and seeing if anyone wants to give me money for them. I do sometimes get weird. I don't know if it's worth saying, but I sometimes get weird comments from people who say things like, "I'm a straight guy, but you make me consider other things," and it's like, I don't mean that to be nice, but I don't like it. It's like saying, it's like, I don't know. It's like someone saying, you almost made it. I don't like it. Weird. It's meant to be a compliment, but it's like, it feels like condescending. And also, I don't even know you. Being an online creator, I'm sure it's a million times worse for women, but it is some weird interactions. Cool being weird. Also, this tank top does not help. I guess I'm kind of inviting it. No, I can't be a podcaster. I can't do it. I like being on camera too much. I like making stuff and editing too much. I cannot be a podcaster. I've been asked to before, but I don't think I would have anything to say every single week. It shocks me that people have stuff to say every single week, not just every single day. Like Tim Pool obviously just like runs out of shit to say every day, but I don't have thoughts on politics every single week. I barely have thoughts on politics every single month. Could not do a podcast thing. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad you like the top. It is I think $12 or $13. High fashion, high glamour. I don't mean to police straight guys who are working through things. Like, do whatever you want, but it's just sometimes to me it feels like someone saying, "I would never know. I've known you were gay." It's like, all right, well, I am. The way you're saying it makes me feel weird now. David asked who my favorite podcasters. I'm glad you asked. They're not politics podcasters. Podcast I'm listening to right now, Ether C, Adventure Zone, which is the D&D podcast. Dungeons and Daddies, there's another D&D podcast. Poog with Caperland. And what's her name? The other woman on Poog. Seek Treatment, Bald and the Beautiful, Hollywood Handbook, My Brother, My Brother and Me. I don't listen to politics things. I like D&D, drag, and like fuck around comedy podcasts, because I feel like if I were reading about politics all day, I would break my brain. Thank you, Matt. I'm glad you liked the CRT video. My barber watched the CRT video. Isn't that weird? I was getting my haircut the other day, and he was like, "I watched your video on critical race theory," and I was like, "Cool. Did you like it?" My barber's like a mark. I live in Williamsburg, so my barber is also a fucking socialist and was into it. But it was very felt very vulnerable. It's weird when someone like has seen you perform and dance like a monkey and be like, still the person and just like knows you in real life. Let's see. No, I'm not doing a podcast. I'm not doing a podcast. If I ever do another thing, it'll be I want to play on a D&D series. I want Matt Mercer to invite me to do a one shot for Critical Role, or Dimension 20 to invite me. I want to be on a D&D show or podcast so badly. I would be so good. Obviously, voice work is not my forte, but I would be so good. I'd be such a good player. I would take so many notes. Someone invite me to be on your D&D campaign. I'd be such a good player. That's all I ever wanted, is just have an epic story and then throw myself in harm's way. Be a paladin or something. Oh shit, we've been streaming for an hour. I might end soon. This has been super dope. I truly have nothing to say, and I don't want to just like fuck around forever. So I guess I just want to say, well, if you have anything you want to ask before I go for it. I know I live streamed recently, so I probably don't have anything that interesting to say. Just want to reiterate again. Having 100,000 subscribers is totally wild. Wild. So many people. I'm so grateful for it. I don't think I really appreciated when I was at Box, like, what it means to have an audience that's like a good many people, because it never really felt like it was about me, because there were so many other great creators. So 100,000 is like, I'm just one dude with a camera. It feels very surreal. So I'm very thankful and kind of humbled by it. And I hope that I keep making stuff that you find enjoyable. And I'll keep trying to make weird shit. Yeah, I'm just really floored by all of it. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks a whole bunch for that. I'll do a couple more questions and then I'll log off. Do I do theater of the mind or do miniatures and maps when I play D&D? I do miniatures and maps. This is the train they had to fight on recently. I have like a bunch of little figurines that I use, like little things like this that I like to move around. I'm like a Final Fantasy Tactics person, so I like tactical combat and shit like that. Yeah, sometimes I do theater of the mind, but usually when it's just like not that high stakes, like a dumb random encounter, I'll do theater of the mind. But a big boss fight, you better believe I got maps and figurines. David, thanks for saying that. That's dope. With your first LSD trip, I've never done LSD, but it sounds dope. And I'm glad that it helped you with hard stuff, because it helped me a lot with hard stuff. How do you hope it still helps me a lot? I think about it all the time. So I'm glad that you feel that way. It is truly it's just, I don't know what to say about it beyond just like, there's often a facade of artifice between a creator and what they're saying. Like I put on a character as Carlos and Carl and Charles, and How Do We Hopeless? I was just like, nope, this is just Carlos talking to you about a thing that I've been working through. So I'm glad that you felt that it moved you, or that you felt connected to it. I don't have any Pride plans yet because I don't want to buy a ticket or like do anything. I don't want to wait in line or get COVID. So don't want to go to a big gathering either. But we'll see. I probably just like walk around in a tank top and be gay and let that be enough, because you don't have to. Being gay is not necessarily about like waiting in line to go to a party. Okay. This cupcake is done. Thanks for hanging out with me. It feels nice to just celebrate a little milestone. The next trip is almost done. I'm really excited to make it. It'll be out by the end of June this month. Hopefully, unless something goes catastrophically wrong. And yeah, I say it too much and it's probably annoying, but I'm overwhelmed and so thankful. And 100,000 subscribers. Holy fucking shit balls. I'm gonna get one of those plaques. Ah! Okay. Cat's gone. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you at the next upload. Well, happy Pride, everybody.